All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Kyle Piotrowski. Did I get it?
Oh,
Was
nailed
that?
it. You
Yeah.
nailed it.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
look at that. Look at that. I am
Everyone else is scared of it, so they usually just go with KP or the Gladiator, but you nailed it. That was great.
I've said it. Well, I shouldn't say it. I don't go around saying your name. Um, but I've had it in my head for a minute. And then when I went to do a little research, I didn't realize all the Kyle Piotrowskis that are in existence in the world. It's like,
Well, now you
okay,
know. And now you know now you can go around saying it as much as you want. It's
okay.
it's totally fine.
I probably will. Um, Member of the Chicago Snowballs. I have a lead question, and I always go back to where people start. You are from Pennegree? How do you pronounce where you're from or
You got
living?
my last name better than you got that. It's
Listen,
it's
sir.
Pingree
What?
Grove.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so that's where I live now. I was born in Chicago.
Okay.
I was raised in North Lake.
North Lake. All right.
Yeah, over in like what is that? I want to say near Franklin Park, Melrose Park, Elmhurst, all around there. But yeah, I grew up in North Lake for about 15 years of my life, and then moved out to Tinley Park for baseball purposes, actually, and finished my high school in Tinley, and eventually moved back to the city. Went to school at Triton in River Grove.
All right. So, with high school.
So I went to West Leiden in North Lake for my first two
Ah,
years.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I went to Tinley Park High School after that. We actually moved out to Tinley looking to go to it was Oak Park River Forest or Andrew at the time,
Okay.
were the
Yeah.
big like powerhouses, and we were
Yes.
looking to move into that district. And the year we moved, it was perfect coincidence. Our district changed, and we had a house being built, and we had to move into an apartment, and that apartment was not in the district. So I ended up going
Mm,
to Tinley Park, and I had like the best 2 years of my life. Like I absolutely loved it. So it ended up working out for the best.
nice. So you ended up and you played baseball.
Yeah.
Um, did you have a favorite player? What was your position?
Yeah. So normally I take some of these calls in my office. I My favorite baseball player of all time has to be Pete Rose. But I mean, to single it out is I just say him, man. Charlie Hustle, like I live by it. I love to just constantly be moving, so it works. But there's a ton I could list. My dad's favorites end up being my favorites. So Roberto Clemente, Ernie Banks, Mark Grace, big fan of all of them.
Are you a baseball fan now? Like, you have a favorite team?
But yeah, the Cubs are always my favorite, no matter what. I can be a fair weather fan. I feel like I followed the Cubs my whole life and just wanted that World Series, right? And then finally, when we got it, I was such a big fan. And then when they started breaking down the team, it broke my heart, and I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I was so
Really?
disappointed. Yeah, and now I find myself creeping back in quite a bit. Especially now surrounding myself with the snowballs. It's hard not to just be engulfed in everything baseball around me. But I'm a bigger player fan than I am a team fan. So I'm always a
Okay.
Cubs fan, but I find myself fixating on players. Kind of the same thing I do for football and fantasy sports.
Okay. All right. So when you stopped playing baseball, what became your life? What is your career as we know it now, sir?
This is so corny. Uh, it has to be being a dad. Um,
Oh,
that's that's what did it all for me. So early on, this is wild, man. We're gonna get deep here. So I grew up in the hair and makeup industry. My mom's owned salons for years, so it was either go play baseball or go to beauty school.
mm,
And I did want to do hair, but I couldn't do both, so I chose baseball. And then shortly after that, gosh, I had my first daughter at 19. So she's 17 now. I have two girls, 17 and 15, and they're absolutely everything that I care about and do. Of course, besides the snowballs now, but that's what pulled me away from baseball at the time. I played at Triton for a little bit, then played a little semi-pro ball for gosh, I don't even think we should call it semi-pro. It's more of a glorified men's league. But I played there for like 2 to 3 seasons,
Okay.
and loved it. But I had a career in fitness, so I started working in gyms at a young age. I was The way I started that career was I was very overweight at the time when I moved out to Tinley Park, and got a coach in Tinley Park at the LA Fitness out there. Shout out to them. And got my first job there shortly after. About 6 months or so later, I turned 16, and right after my 16th birthday, got my first job in fitness. And then fitness has been the whole fitness realm has been my life since then. So I've been running fitness facilities or being a coach for the past 20 years.
Is that like to lock into that dedication and be like, all right, this is now my life. Like that's a daily thing. That's involved the eating and waking up at a certain time. Um, was it easy to keep and fall into that? And then is it still easy now? Or it's like there's some days you're like, all right, we're taking this whole month off from just being me.
No, I don't think it's ever easy.
Okay.
That's definitely not the word I would use. I have an addiction to food,
Mm.
and I absolutely love to eat. Yesterday after our game, our rehearsal game there, I went to war. I definitely had my cheat day planned out right behind our game, so I
Okay.
enjoyed every second of it. But no, you're right. I don't want to take away from it. There is a lot of dedication. I have been addicted to it and dedicated to it for years. And I love every bit of it. I love the discipline it takes, the grind. Ultimately, I feel like that's what has helped sculpt me as a human being, and helps me, teach my kids. And now, I manage fitness facilities, so it helps me manage people as well. But yeah, it's the workouts and more importantly the eating. And I've just like everyone, I've struggled. I've gone in waves. I've been overweight. I've lost weight. That American roller coaster
Yeah.
we play on. But getting the opportunity to work with the Snowballs, I've definitely locked into to how I need to be eating for performance. So
What's so, two questions. What is your cheat meal and what is your daily meal? Like, because I know people generally have a routine. So, what is yours?
I don't know if we have enough time for that, but I mean I'll tell you, it's
Yes.
entertaining. So I'll start with my cheat meal because that's the most exciting. My cheat meals, they can vary. Like I love all you can eat sushi, and I love sweets, ice cream. I would say Oreos are like my go-to, right? But if I planned out the perfect cheat meal and let's say I'm out, because being at home, it's really disgusting. It's just a lot of pastries and a lot of Fairlife milk. So if I'm out,
Okay.
my goal cheat meal would be to hit up anywhere that had a stuffed crust pizza. So
Mm,
Pizza Hut always had it. Little Caesars now has one. So I'm plugging them here and there. But their stuffed crust pizza, I'll do one or two of those, uh, depending on the mood. And I know that sounds disgusting. So I'll just say what it is. I'll do two stuffed crust pizzas. I usually change up the crust from like a pretzel crust or a normal crust. And then I target a Pizza Hut or Little Caesars that's closest to a Cold Stone. And I go to Cold Stone, and I can never pick what I want the most. So in the line of the Cold Stone, I will usually eat the Reese's Cup peanut
mm,
butter ice cream sandwiches they have. I'm a
okay.
peanut butter addict, and so things have to have a certain amount of peanut butter for me to enjoy them.
All
Otherwise,
right.
I'm disappointed. And that's the only product I've ever purchased that has the right amount of peanut butter on it. You don't have to order any extra. So while I'm in line, I'll eat there's six in a container. My daughter steals one. I'll have about five of them in line. And then when I get to the front, I order two ice creams. I order the peanut butter cup perfection and the birthday cake remix.
All right.
And I can't decide. So I just get both. And by the time I'm done, I either then will feel so amazing about myself that I'll want to go work out, or I'll finish and I'll get in the car and my wife knows she needs to drive home because I'm gonna hit a coma real quick. I'm done. Yeah, it's one of the two. So those are my cheats. I told you that it's a long explanation, but that's probably my dream cheat meal. Now, Mike, if you and I are hanging out and it's like breakfast time, I'm like I don't do fast food ever, but I'll smash like 4 to 6 McGriddles in a heartbeat. Like they're just delicious to
What
me.
is with you guys? KJ's something about you guys and this pancake syrup combination with cheese. What is I don't
Oh, it's
get it.
heaven, man. That's heaven. Yeah, like
Is
all you
it?
can eat pancakes at IHOP, I'm your guy. Any food challenge, if there's not like a time, because I don't eat very fast,
All right.
man, that's my world. But as far as eating properly, my days are really, really boring. They're really close to the same every single day. So I wake up and I have a breakfast smoothie. That smoothie consists of 3 cups of greens, my multivitamin, I take AG1, and then a couple other supplements. I also do like chia seeds, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, a full cup of berries. I do like half blueberries, half raspberries, or blueberries, and then maybe bananas, anything like that.
Okay.
With about 50 grams of protein. The protein I take isn't like a whey protein like your standard protein. It's a very, very clean plant-based protein that I take. So I do that. That's my breakfast. I take that right away. And then in about 2.5 hours, I'm having my next meal. That's usually my pre-workout meal. It's a cup of oats with this same exact plant-based um, protein powder. That protein powder, I can't stress enough. It's made of plants, so it's not necessarily, to me. It doesn't. It's not like a supplement. It's more of like a food source. So I
Okay.
have that one. That's my pre-workout. I do a half a banana inside that as well, so I get a little bit of flavor. That's my pre-workout meal. I'll hit my workout immediately post-workout. I will then take my whey protein shake. I'll couple that with another banana, um, 2 pieces of some killer bread. It's like a very clean. I don't know if you ever heard of like Ezekiel bread, similar to like Ezekiel bread, Dave's
Okay.
Killer Bread, really good product. I'll couple it with that and 3 cups of spinach. This is going to be wild to you, but it's 3 cups of spinach in a bag. I don't cook it. I just eat it.
Okay.
Uh, After that, I have my pre-practice meal right now. My pre-practice meal turns into another carb-loaded meal where I will have some protein source, a lean meat. So whether it's ground beef, ground turkey, could be salmon, just some type of lean meat where I'm searching for about 40 grams of protein. And then I'll go heavy carbs there again, like I did for my oatmeal. So something similar, maybe a white rice or a sweet potato. And then I hit practice. And then after practice, I wrap that up with a yogurt. I get made fun of at practice all the time. You'll probably catch some videos or pictures of me. I do 2.5 cups. I think it's 2.25 cups of plain Greek yogurt. I prefer 2%, but I will do 0%. But plain Greek yogurt, and I will have a little bit of fruit with that again. So some berries, and then everybody loves to watch me eat my bag of spinach with 3 cups of spinach in it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's pretty much every day. If we don't have practice, I switch it up a little bit, less carbs, and that's it.
is it weird that I was thinking that you were going to say like I eat 12 eggs in the morning and then chicken and brown rice every every night for dinner? Like that's
Yeah, so
kind
I,
of
I try to keep it simple, but yeah, so if we don't have performances on the weekends, I incorporate eggs, and typically I'll have more and more eggs when I'm bulking because of that fat content.
okay.
So I there's been my favorite number is 11. So I don't always do the 12 egg thing, but for years I did 12 eggs,
Hmm.
11 eggs every single night for a long time, and I love it. I want to go back to it, but that's typically in like an off season that I'll ramp up different things. So when I'm trying to stay lean right now and ready for performance, I still have eggs. I just mix them in.
You keep so you say the performance. How weird is that to be saying that? Like, so I'm gonna take you back to the moment where you like find out that this is an actual thing that's happening. So tell me that moment, like when you decided, oh, I may want to do this.
Oh man, that's so funny. So I don't know if anything's ever going to be able to really take me back because the whole experience from deciding I'm going to start to then getting that phone call from Sherry that I'm on the team, like it felt like forever, but now that it's done, it felt like it just flew by. So I had been contacted by quite a few friends saying, "Hey, check this out! Hey, check this out!" And seeing people in my life that have been like, "You should be on Survivor," or like "Naked and Afraid," and
Mm.
all those crazy things. And I'm always like, "No, no, no." So I got the application and I looked at it, and it wasn't as difficult as I expected it to fill out. So I'm like, you know what? I'll fill this out. I think it was like 12 or 13 people had messaged me. I'm like, okay, okay, I gotta check it out. So I fill it out. I had never had interest in like social media. I'm a rookie to that world. I had to create accounts for this, is kind of how that worked.
Yes.
They're asking questions for like videos. And I'm like, when I played baseball, we didn't like take videos. It
Right.
was so long ago. No one had social media to do that. So um, I immediately am like, okay, I can put a couple things together, but most of the things on my resume were NA. They asked me what talents I had, and
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but as a grown man, being asked what talents you have is like
Yes.
the most humbling experience I've ever been through. I'm like looking around and I'm like, I don't have any talents. Like what do I show them that I can pop my chest a little, like that's all I got for you. So I actually just wrote like I'm a good dad and I like people most of the time. And I think those are pretty talented things. And I did write that I can lift heavy weights. I had a deadlifting record, and I did stuff like that. So I put that in there too. But for the baseball field, like they know I can throw a baseball really hard.
Right.
They're looking for outside of that what you bring, and I'm like I'm just willing to try things. So lucky for me, they had a player call. So anybody that had registered at the time, I think it was like 700 people had sent in an application. They held a call for anybody with questions, and I had one question. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with one question and I'll hear everybody else's. And I get on this call 5 minutes early, and it's me and Sherry Travis, the
Mm.
CEO, who
Okay.
I've seen online. And I'm like sitting there, and she's like, oh, hey, Kyle. And I'm like, hey, Sherry. And she's like, well, nobody's here yet. Let's talk. And we start talking. And for 27 minutes, I get Sherry Travis alone in a
Ah.
conversation. And I couldn't fathom what was happening. It like blew my mind that I had the CEO of the Snowballs on the phone with me. And since then, she's been like the friend I've never had. She's been everything the whole way through. So she really like made me feel more comfortable with the whole process. I explained to her my resume and what was lacking. And she was like, Kyle, I'm going to see you at tryouts. And I was like, okay, here we go. So it went from me thinking like there's no hope. I'm going to be able to tell my kids I put my name in there, but it didn't happen.
Right.
And then she's like, you're going. And now I'm like, I got to take off of work. Like I got to plan this out. And I think at that point I had 9 days. And now back to the whole food thing, Mike. Every winter I like to bulk. So I put on about 24 pounds at that point in time,
Okay.
leading into the winter, which is common for me. And I was trying to increase my muscle mass at that point. And so she told me I was going to come try out, and I had 9 days. And in
Oh,
9 days, I lost 18 pounds
oh my God.
trying to get leaner because one of my attributes I would say is being able to take my shirt off. So I was like, I
Okay.
got to be able to take my shirt off. I don't know what I'm going to do here. So, having that, that mental thing going on in the back of your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to look the part at least. Right. So yeah. And you know what? I don't want to take too much time sharing stories, but there are some funny ones that took place because to me, it was still unbelievable. To me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go, and it's not really going to go past day one.
Right.
Right. And I get out there, and I'll spare the boring stuff because the baseball stuff I think we all know we can do. But I had a couple cool things happen with the baseball side, and I was like, okay, cool. This is good. This works for me. And then I would say the entertaining portions, my highlight of the whole experience was I get in center field, and we're in station. So there's about 60 of us there at that day,
Right.
and we get in groups of maybe like 10 to 12 people. They split it up. So I'm moving around in this group, and we get to one station. There's four or five stations. One station is uh let's do your talent. So it's Sherry and two executives sitting in center field with 20 or so people mingling behind them. And you walk out, and they ask my favorite question, Mike. They say, show us your talent.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, I'm like, here we go again, right? So I'm second to last, and I watch all these. unbelievably talented people go in front of me with, doing karate, jujitsu skits. Someone's an actor and they're acting out scenes from a play.
Yeah.
Someone's on stilts doing all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, I look at the guy behind me and I'm like, I don't have a talent. And I'm like, I don't know what to even do, right? So I walk out there and I say my little dad piece that I said here, like, because I that's what I believe I'm meant to do on this earth is just be a great dad. And I mention what I do for a living. I talk about lifting weights and my record. And they're like, well, is there anything you can show us? I'm like, that's a great question. I'm like, well, so I speak German. I can sing in German.
Oh.
I was in a national singing group when I was really young, so I can sing in German and I can do some karaoke. And they look at me and they go, "Oh, so you can sing?" And I go, "Whoa, absolutely not." I said I can sing in German and I can mimic people singing. And at that point, I just felt like I had to do something. So I'm like, you know what? I love the song. I believe in a thing called Love by the Darkness. And I can hit a high note. I'm like, I think I'm gonna do that. And then I stop. I said it out loud. And I was like, you know what? So reverse back a little bit. I started with, do you know 99 red balloons?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if anyone else knew this, but Mike, I'm gonna paint this picture. I start to sing 99 red balloons in German. And I a cappella 99 Luftballon in German.
Oh.
And I start to sing it. And as I'm singing it, I've never felt so alone. I'm looking at the eyes of the people watching me, and I'm thinking I'm going to get some smiles and head nods, right?
Yeah.
And I'm watching everyone. They're not. They're just staring at me with blank stares, and no one knows what's going on. And so, I get to the base and I'm like, hey, you guys will know this part. And I go bum ba bum bum. And then
Right.
people kind of smiled at me, but I failed. Like I knew it was over. I'm like, this is done. So then I said, hey, I love the darkness. I believe in a thing called love. And I'm like, but actually, I think I have something for you that's a little more nostalgic. And I point to Sherry. And as soon as I do it, I put my head down and I come back up and I go, Sherry, and I start to
Oh.
do the whole Frankie Valley bit in the beginning and without missing a cue. Like I never told my team I was going to do it. I didn't even know I was going to do it. But those guys, as soon as I did it in the background, go, Sherry, baby. And
Oh
I
God.
walk over to Sherry, I grab her hands, I stand her up, we start dancing. It was awesome. It was extremely fun for me. And I mean, I feel like I blacked out for that. I was just like, I don't even know what I just did. But
Right.
yeah, that's what ended up being my talent. So beyond peck popping and making Mr. Snowball run, I guess, that's my talent is I part of the reason they call me the gladiator. My goal is to turn every single field into an arena and just get nonstop engagement from anyone that's around me. So like I just want to mingle and hang out with the fans and get them as involved as possible.
That's awesome. And the fact that you could, that's a really high note for that song, for the darkness, by the way. So I'm very impressed
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can
And so
get
let,
there.
let me be clear again, Mike. I'm not a singer, but I can mimic a few good ones. That's about
Oh,
it.
do you have a go-to karaoke song since we've got at that point?
Oh man, out of all the things that I thought you might ask me, why would that be the one, right? And it's not Sherry. I'm a huge Elvis fan. And as much as I don't sound like Elvis when I
Yes.
do karaoke, there's a song called Louisiana by Elvis. And sorry, there's a song called New Orleans by Elvis. And my favorite Elvis movie is King Creole, and
Okay.
I would say that's got to be right there. Same thing with the song Trouble; it's from the same movie. But I always fall back to that because Elvis is just my guy. But I guess I believe in a thing called love is like right there, and then like do you know the band Aha? They sing Take on Me.
I mean, they only have one song, so yes.
Okay, yeah, cool. So like that's just that's another
Question.
one that
I'm
just
glad
follows
you
up.
brought that
Yeah,
up. Um, when you sing that song, so do you know the a cappella version of that song?
take on me.
Yeah. Have you heard it before?
No, but I'm gonna Google it.
Oh my God. It's slowed down and it's like a whole different song. It's like, oh my God. Why didn't you put that song out?
Okay. I got it pulled up
Yeah,
on my
he
phone.
does
I'm
it.
gonna
They
check
do
it
a
out.
live version of it, but it's a cappella and it's slowed down. Oh, it's amazing.
So you didn't mention Elvis at all. Are you an Elvis fan, Mike?
I'm, you know what? So I love all. It's how do I put this genre? I'm caught up in the world of giant music stars. I'm caught up like the whole aura of people like Elvis, Madonna, Michael Jackson,
Michael.
like those big, because in
Yeah.
my head, not only did you're making insane music, but at some point, these people are the most famous people in the world, and that their
Yeah.
music touches everyone. And
Yep.
so you get caught up in the whole Elvis thing that, oh my God, this was literally the biggest person in music. And not even just music, like it's the world at one point. So yeah, it's he's one of those people who like instantly my mind goes, oh, like yeah, I would listen to her. It's kind of like the Rolling Stones or Madonna or like it's
Yeah.
like one of
Yeah.
those. So yeah,
I love it
I get
all.
you just kind of build into it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was an Elvis person as well. So
I'm an old soul, so I'm everything oldies for me is just the best. Like anything Frank Dean, any Benny King, Solomon Burke, like I love them all. But you what's your go-to karaoke song?
uh my right now, and again, I think we need more karaoke. In fact, I think this whole Snowballs crew needs a big old karaoke night again. Um, I've been wrapped up in George Michael lately.
Oh
Um,
man. Okay, so are you tell me, I mean, I would die laughing if there's, some options out there. Like I could just picture you doing Jitterbug perfectly,
oh
but like I'm a
no,
I'm a faith guy. I'm a faith guy. Are you a faith guy?
I was so I build up to faith. Like I know faith I can ring off the top of my head immediately.
Yeah.
I start with Wham because I got my two favorite Wham songs, and then Faith is I feel like Faith is a crowd pleaser. Like you can't
Yeah.
say no to Faith. That's just
Yeah.
yeah.
You put the boom boom into my heart, Mike. I'll say that. But that faith one, man, I got to talk to the director Paul and have him throw a leather jacket on me
Oh my
and give me a
gosh.
guitar and let me do the glasses, the beginning of Faith, and just kind of shake my butt out there a little
Oh,
bit. I would love every bit of that, man. Yeah, I love George Michael as well. So that's a good one. That's a good person. But wait. You didn't answer. What's your go-to karaoke song?
so depending on just what part of the night we're in, I like Careless Whisper, or I'll
It's
do
so good.
yeah, the Careless Whisper is my go-to, or Everything She Wants is the other one.
Okay.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's
But
good,
yeah,
man. That's
Careless
good.
Whisper is
You
my
got
guy.
you got to look at. There's a song called "Cry to Me." I don't want to. I'm pretty sure that's the exact name. "Cry to Me," and I want to say it's Solomon Burke. I'm gonna be really upset with myself if I'm wrong, but I hear it in your voice, man. I think that one's calling your name. You should
You
check it
think
out.
so? Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right. So tell me the moment when you find out that, oh my God, this is actually going to happen with the snowballs.
Uh, it's a roller coaster of a couple days. So my tryouts Thursday, and then we get the callbacks at 11 o'clock at night Thursday to find out if we're invited Friday.
Yes. Yeah, I
And if
remember
you live
this
in
night.
if you live in Pingree Grove, you're driving an hour to Rosemont. I think it's 45 minutes, or depending on the O'Hare traffic, it's a little more. But so I get a email 11 o'clock at night that says welcome back, right? So I'm sitting there waiting up. Now, you mentioned the whole fitness thing. Prior to the snowballs, I was trying to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night. That doesn't exist anymore. With these practices, it doesn't exist
Yeah.
anymore. So I'm like, this is past my bedtime. I've got to wait for this email. Then I get the email and I have every family member and friend on standby. Like, you
Mm,
got to tell us, you got to tell us. So then I don't want to leave anyone out. So now I'm getting the email, I'm messaging everyone, making sure that what I just wore that day, since I didn't have any other baseball clothes, was ready for the next day. So like
right.
everything's happening. I had taken off of work Thursday. I didn't take off of work Friday, but my boss, Brent, it was all the way. He was like, dude, you got to do this. So that was a really nice touch. So we go Friday, we have our like scrimmage game. We use what we practiced the day before, and then they end everything, and it's the weirdest feeling connecting with people over the span of just 2 days.
Right,
Gosh, what maybe 12 hours, and then as you're ending and you're happy and everything's great, you have like this overwhelming feeling of like I may never see you again.
right,
And it was so sad. I was surrounded with people that were more talented than I was in every way. And I was like, I might never see you again, no matter what, whether I make it or not. And at this point, I'm like, oh man, I have a chance, right? I got invited back to the second day, and the group we were with was a lot smaller. So I'm like, gosh, there's a good chance here. But still, in my mind, I this was an awesome ride, and I'm thrilled to tell my kids I got to do this, and like I tried, right? Like that was the
right.
coolest part for me. And I go home and I'm like, well, I did it. Like I did everything I could. I tried my best. I hadn't thrown a baseball in 12 years, and I picked up a baseball 9 days prior and started throwing.
Yes.
And so at that point, my arm felt like it was going to fall off. And I'm like, okay, that was it. We're done. And they're like, we'll let you know by next Friday. So they gave us a week that to let us know. The next morning, gosh, I can't believe I remember all this. I don't have a great memory. The next morning, we have a baby shower we're hosting at my house for my wife's sister. And we host this baby shower, and that's exactly what you want to do after having 2 days of tryouts,
Oh,
right? Yeah.
absolutely.
So we host this. I'm like a zombie trying to, talk to family the whole time. And everyone's asking what's going on. I'm like, I'll find out next week. I'll find out next week. We wrap up. My wife did most of the cleaning. I can't lie. I tried to help her clean up everything, but I am not a napper, Mike. I am not a napper.
Okay.
My wife sits on the couch. As she sits, I think my head went on her lap.
Oh,
And like she sits, and I'm like, I'm just gonna lay here for a minute. Like I got work to do. I'm gonna lay here for a minute. So I put my head down, and I'm gone. I'm out. It's like 6 p.m. and I'm out cold, and all of a sudden my phone rings, and
mm.
it's 6:14, I think. And I'm like, oh, what? And I look at my phone, and it's Sherry Travis. And I'm like what now, right? And
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's got to be good news, like what else happens from here? I have no idea. And I hop on the phone, and she just says like, "Hey, Kyle, you're a snowball." And I'm like, "What? Like, what are you talking?" So it's 6:15 on a Saturday night after 2 days of like endless work for her, and she sits and talks to me on the phone for almost a full hour.
Oh my God.
Like she just shared so much with me, and we were talking about everything and how excited she was, and now how excited I am. And she's interviewing me almost like you are, like, what's next for you, like who are you going to tell next, right? And then it's also like, hey, don't tell everyone right away.
Right.
Try to keep it tight knit at the moment because we're still contacting people and we haven't made announcements for other things yet. So it's, man, again, back to my roller coaster of emotions. And but like, Mike, I sincerely, like, you talking to you, you don't know me, people that listen to this, they don't know me. I uh I can't stress enough that I had no thought that I would be able to make this baseball team. Uh like there was in my head, it was like I preach to everyone, give your best effort, don't hold anything back. All the great things that you're supposed to say, all the great things that I know are true. And here I am like, well, I'll do it and I'll give everything I got. But I know it's not a real thing. And maybe that's a defense mechanism, who knows?
Right.
But I had no thought that I would actually be part of it. I only had just hope, right? Like I'm just like this would be the coolest thing. And let me be even cooler and be like, I knew like I wouldn't make it, but then you make it. How cool is that, right? So I really felt that way. And yeah, when she told me, I almost didn't like know what to do. And then it was like being drafted. You watch the NFL draft, and everybody loses their mind. Like my family had erupted. We had people staying the night from the party we had, and everybody was right away like, "Oh my gosh! Like I can't believe you did this!" And like, what does this mean?
What
Like
does this
what's
mean?
next? And I'm like,
Yes.
it's great. We talked that whole time, and I have no idea what's next.
No, I get it's
Yeah,
so
and
and
then
that's You know, the weird part is so when I talk to the twins about it, and then I try to relate it in my head, because this isn't your dream. Like for when you go to when you get drafted for the NFL or NBA, you've been playing forever and ever, and your dream is to play professional. Like in no one's mind that was on this team was this concept of, let's say, November. Like, oh, of course I'm going to be playing professional baseball in April. Like the whole concept
No.
of what's happening right now is so surreal that it's still hard to for even me to be like, uh, we're building professional, we're building a baseball team. So I can just imagine for you
Yeah.
guys, it's like, what does this mean?
My there I'm still taken back. I haven't been able to wrap my head around it fully because right now, we're grinding through practices and all of us are grinding, when we're not at practice to get better at dance, to get better at tumbling, to,
Yes,
just refine all of our skills. And so it's a full-time, it's more than a full-time job
right.
while we still have our normal lives to live, right? Because none of us could stop doing what we're doing outside of that to just do this. And so I don't think it's gonna hit me. What's hitting me now is the fact that I get to be 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 again and play baseball and carry a baseball bag onto the field with my bats hanging out of it and my cleats ready to go. Like I call someone coach again as an adult, right? Like I'm calling multiple adult men coach. And
Yes,
all these things happen. And they're like, like hustle on the field, hustle off the field, like all these things. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm wrapping my head around all of that because this is a dream come true. Because I spent my entire childhood sleeping with my cleats on, my bat in my bed, my glove on me while I'm, things falling out of my bed in the middle of the night, waking me up because I'm sleeping with them because it's all I dreamed about and then had to step away from that for the best reasons. And now I'm back. And like I'll be damned if I hadn't slept with my glove a couple times because I'm like, I need every bit of whatever that version of luck is or superstition is to make this work. And I'm still so stuck there that I don't think it's going to hit me until we're playing in one of these stadiums where there's 1,000 or a few thousand fans, up to 8,000 fans at some point, that I'm gonna be like, okay, this is it. I got to play in Cooperstown, New York when I was a kid, and then I got to play in college a little bit, but that's as close as I got to what this would feel like.
right.
And it's I yeah, I'm not gonna cry. Don't make me cry. I'm not gonna cry. If you cry, it's gonna make me cry. Yeah, no,
I
I
mean,
think that moment's bound to happen.
I'm kind of so me being on the other end of things and where I get caught up in a moment, and I'm waiting for that moment to happen because I see it building, and I know that you guys are, and that's what makes me so very confident. Like I see what you guys are doing, like you guys are all in, and then so I see it from the other side of like the emails and fans wanting, like, hey, when can we see this game? Can I get these tickets? Can I get these? It's like, oh, you guys, it's not just like a trend. You guys really want to come out and see these guys. You guys are really, and I get so excited for the moment that like at some point the Snowballs and the Rockets girls are going to be in front of a crowd that have been anticipating this. And it's just going to be a moment for like all of us to be like, oh no, this it isn't just some in the park trendy thing. There's people, they're excited. They want to come out and see you. And it's not
Yeah.
just 100. It's not just thou. It's thousands right now. And it's like, oh my God, this is, and so that makes us more excited to like, I mean, and there's not many of us behind the scenes like bothering Sherry and Stacy all the time. It's just a couple of us, and we're wrapped up like this could be so amazing, and we're just, oh my God. And so,
Yeah.
and I tell him, my buddy Ray, who's also it's
It's
like
the
Ray,
truth.
the video, like, because he's not on social media like I am. It's like if you see what they're doing. Like you can't help but be like, no, we're not the only ones bought into this. They want it just as much as we do. So that's so exciting to see from you guys.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's going to be the big moment for all of us and the whole team. And I I I think Sherry knows this already, and we've talked about it, but I'm still blown away. I've talked to you about working in the fitness industry for 20 years, and I've managed the Anytime I'm with Anytime Fitness now, and I've managed these gyms that I run for the past 13 years, and I'm so lucky to be with that group of people because they're like another family to me. But now you're talking about a 13-year relationship, right?
Hmm.
And I've helped build that team. I have roughly 70 employees. I've hired these trainers, these managers. I helped build this team where with the Snowballs, somehow Sherry was gifted, obviously, through all this work she's put into it. But when all these people show up, she couldn't control who would be there. And she's gifted, 40 plus people that are like-minded and just genuinely good.
Yeah,
I don't know how to get a I don't know how to market that. I don't know how to sell that because everyone out there is like, oh, we're so much fun. There's so much excitement. Like, this is the best thing, right? And you hear that all the time. And I don't have a platform to like go to people on a big scale and say like, "Oh, that's great." And you're gonna see that. You're gonna be excited. You're gonna have fun. There's no way around it. We just did our rehearsal and all the feedback was wonderful. Even the things we kind of, had to practice again, right? It was great. All that's gonna be there. But how about a world where it's coming from like genuinely good humans who
yeah,
care, right? Who care about you and like want you to just love it and have fun. With all these celebrities around the world, you never know what's going on and what they're thinking, what they have going on in their life. And it could be great. It could be, terrible. And you hear some bad stories. I'm with these people almost every day right now, and they're wonderful. I'm telling you, like the whole experience has just been so humbling because I'm like I meet one of them and I'm like, yeah, you're not real. This is fake.
right. Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's
It was
fine.
gonna happen at some point. It got me. But yeah, you're like, I don't know about you. Like, we'll see, right? Like, you're human. Like, you've been around people a lot, Mike. You're a friendly guy. You've been around a lot of people, so you're like, I don't know. You're too good to be true.
Hmm.
And I've not been disappointed. It's been, gosh, 3 months or more than that now, and I'm like blown away at how kind everyone is, how thoughtful everyone is. It's it's so impressive.
It's I'm gonna be not surprised. And it's kind of the story you just told me, how you spoke to Sherry for an hour. I'm like, I can't get Sherry on that on the phone for an hour for anything anymore. But that's how she is. And it's very weird. So I met Sherry through not even baseball. And she stayed in touch when she didn't have to. I don't owe her any money. I don't do work for her. But for the last 5 or 6 years, she just stayed in touch as a human. And so, and knowing how like she reaches out and like she wants to hear people's stories. She's looking for the good. I'll tell you, and I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for saying this at all. We talk about sponsorships and stuff for the team and whatnot. And it's so easy to get that big money grab of this company, because they do it for every other ball club or whatever. And she's like, no, I want something good that's gonna like that people can I can say this family can go to. You should go here. I can endorse this because this is a good company doing good for the world. And knowing that, okay, Sherry's not looking for just the best baseball player. She's actually looking for the best humans who actually can do
Yeah,
things. And so I'm not surprised at all that she's built this collection of good snowballs, the best way to
yeah,
put it.
yeah,
Um, and I think that's gonna come and every person that I've met, and it's that same aura. is, and when she talks about him, and when other people talk about him, it's like I really want to be around, and I that's what I tell her, I really want to be around this group because it sounds like the greatest group of human beings put together next to the Avengers at this point. So it's
Yeah.
exciting to hear about that. Okay, this is something good in the world with good people, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not too surprised that Sherry is like, oh, of course, this is of course what she would do. So
Is the one putting this together, right? Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of the same thing. I think you nailed it. So I didn't know Sherry at all, and I've come to know her really well now. And as time goes on, it's just getting better and better. And uh, I don't know how many jobs you've had in life, Mike, but how often is your boss or the person in charge of everything kind and caring and concerned and putting everyone first, right? Like in every situation. I I've been doing a lot in business for a long time, and it's
right?
it's not the most common thing. So,
No, not at all.
uh, yeah, I love that, and you know, I think that she does such a good job of making of giving time to people that need it, and making everyone feel appreciated and cared about. And gosh, I'd like to say some bad things about her. I just don't have any yet. So give me some time because I feel like we're just saying all the good nonstop, right? It's
I
hard to
feel the
believe.
same thing too. Yeah, yeah,
She
we
called
got
me
it.
the other day, and she just I don't need to give details. She just thanked me for something, and I was like, Sherry, you don't need to do that. You don't need to say thank you. But and then here I am, like I'm having a hard time being like, thank you for thanking me. Like I don't know what to say. Uh, but I'm like, you pay me. Like this is my job, like
Yeah,
this is great.
yeah, I hear
But
you.
no, it all around, Mike, you nailed it. It's really how cool does it feel to be part of something where everybody is just good.
It's kind of nice. Sherry still hasn't gotten me that hoodie, by the way. So in case she's listening,
Oh, oh
yeah.
boy.
Oh God, you have no idea. So question.
Well, I think we're low on merch, just so you know. So
Oh, I'm
I think
aware.
yeah,
I'm
sorry.
very
Sorry.
aware. Um, I don't want to know all the secrets on all the things that are coming up. However, I will ask because I've asked everyone else who's been on the podcast. One of the songs that we're going to hear that we're going to hear when you're up to bat or you're on the field, what's one of your songs that we can expect?
You know, I'll give you a direct answer, but first, I'm trying to work in. I'm trying. Maybe the fans can jump in here. All right. So I'm torn between these two additional ones. I already have one I'm working on, and I'll talk about that one. But I'd love to do some kind of tribute to like you know what? I'll keep that in mind. So a little bit of a sexier song where I get forced to go up there and kind of do some weird dances and take my shirt off maybe.
Okay.
Nothing like swinging a baseball bat with your shirt off. Like it feels great. So um, I I I'd love to do that. I say that now, but then with a couple thousand people around, that might be a little
Right.
scarier for me. I've pushed. I love the song, the movie Dirty Dancing,
Okay.
and nobody puts baby in the corner,
No one
so hopefully
does.
they don't corner this idea. And I'd love to do the final dance and lift with one of my teammates. So let's put that one in the universe. Maybe we can get some votes on that.
All right.
But the one I'm working right now, of course, is an Elvis thing. So my name is the Gladiator. I am known as the Gladiator on field. And we're there's going to be some fun way to introduce that. But for right now, my walkout song is an Elvis mix with a surprise. So it's a custom Elvis mix with a surprise of another artist in there that people might like.
Okay.
And yeah, it's the song I mentioned earlier, Trouble by
Yes.
Elvis.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
so hopefully that causes a little trouble in that batter's box, right?
Let's hope so. Um, Off the subject a little bit. Do you have a favorite bad movie? Like some people have favorite movies, they have favorite TV shows. Do you have one that you know is not just it's not the best, but you will watch it every time it's on TV. So like I used to have one because you brought up your growing up that you were that what your mom did and did in baseball. I used to watch a show called Jerseylicious, and I love Jerseylicious. And Jerseylicious is a so it's very trashy. It sounds just like it should sound, and it was about these hairdressers from Jersey, and it was gloriously
Mhm.
bad. And that's my thing. Do you have a movie like anytime it's on TV that I'm going to watch this? This is or TV show.
Like that, this is such a fun question, man. When I interview people in my normal day-to-day job, I ask some weird questions. So this is great. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time saying it's bad because I still love it. I want to go with something that people can reference. So like you can lean into like the Zohan,
Okay.
or like the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Mm,
You ever see
anything with George
Oh
Clooney, I'm
Brother,
all
Where Art
about.
Thou?
Yes.
George Clooney.
I'm
So to me it's great, but I've had some feedback for people where they're like, that's not a good movie. So I think that that's good. I'm a movie buff. So I would I especially like old movies. So you're talking like Airplane. Um, gosh, I'm trying to think of any like real bad ones. I enjoy a lot of movies,
I mean, they don't
but
have to
then
be
I that would
bad
still be my
bad,
favorite. You know
but
what?
they're like
Maverick. I'm gonna go with Maverick. No one's ever seen that.
with the Mel Gibson Maverick. Oh,
Oh, oh,
I-
oh, so you've seen it. Yeah, okay. So it's not bad. It's a and I think I'm cutting out a little bit. I'm sorry about that. It's just something not a lot of people have seen, and I think the assumption would be that it's bad because it's like an old Western. Um, and what is it?
comedy-ish.
Jodie
Yeah.
Foster and Mel
Yeah.
Gibson, and then Danny Glover does a yeah, that's I can watch that over and over again.
Okay. Ah, yeah, I remember that. I remember, yeah. Mel was in his he was in his prime back then. He thought he could be funny and a cowboy. So, good for him. Um, I actually did
Yep.
take notes. I do have questions. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
One question we always ask on this podcast, since you like weird questions. Do you have a favorite Justin?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to let someone down. I know I'm going to let someone down, but I just met a Justin
Ooh,
at our exhibition game, our family rehearsal we just had. And he was our photographer for the day.
okay.
And he needs to know that he's my favorite Justin because if he keeps coming out, uh, that's it. That's my shout out to Justin, the photographer.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if he keeps coming out and doing this job, that we love it. All right, he's on the list now. We count it. Um, okay. So I've already taken up some of your time, and this won't be the last time that I've see your face or we hear from you. Tell me one thing that you are looking forward to this summer. Like, what's gonna be your like moment where like this is what I've been waiting for. I'm waiting for this day.
That's almost as bad as like your favorite worst. There's so many. Uh, okay, I think I know, and I had a small taste of this, but like it took me back when it happened, and I think that I'm gonna have a hard time. It's I can't wrap my head around the ability that I might have to make someone's day or week. Um, I can't get through that because I've all the years you watch like Make a Wish or you just see a celebrity go somewhere and just do something like kind for a family or someone, and they really just give a hug and have a conversation and be real. And the fact that I might have the ability to do that for, a kid at some point or a family,
Oh,
I'm just gonna relish in that moment. I know that I was throwing a baseball in my local gym here. There's a basketball court and it was a little empty. And I put a little I taped a with electric tape a little square on the wall, and I had no one to play catch with. So here I am being lonely, and so I'm throwing the ball against the wall, and this is just me getting ready for tryouts, and I have some kid comes over, probably 7 years old, and he's like, "Hey, are you a professional baseball player?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not." Uh, and he's like, "Well, are you trying out for a team?" I can't make this up. He asked if I'm trying out for a team, and I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I'm trying out for a professional team." And I explained everything to him, and he's like, he's losing his mind. He's losing his mind. He's calling his friends over. There's like five other kids. And he's like, guys, guys, guys. And he starts telling, and they just wanted to like talk. And like my wife is off to the side, just like reading something and is like watching me. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do here. Like, I can I give you guys something, right? Like, and
right.
like I want to give them things. Like I'm just having a conversation with these kids. And I'm like, yeah, keep watching and have a good time. And I see them occasionally. They know I made it. And that moment was like the very first moment I had where like I'm like, oh my gosh, people are gonna care about this and care about what I'm doing, and like the impact I can have on someone's day is so cool. So I to directly answer, I can't wait to have an engaging moment with a fan in the stands or outside of the stadium, and just make them smile and like give them a hug and keep them excited and happy. I think that's the coolest thing. Yeah, I think the power to do that would be amazing.